Hello, it's 7th of July and because it's in the UK it's just stopped raining. We just had a downpour. I thought I'd give you a quick tour while I could of what's been happening with the vegetables. These are the tomatoes. These were the early tomatoes really, or the strongest growing of the ones that were in the greenhouse, and they came out here, and the ones in the greenhouse have subsequently caught up. There's a range of varieties which I've actually got the labels out in the greenhouse so I could remember them, and I'll come to those in a minute. This is doing a hanging basket. This is Mini Bell, and I've got a few of these around the garden, and they're quite a nice one, looking quite successful, and there are a few little tomatoes coming up in there. Over to the back here, this is got various types of lettuce. These came from packets of mixed lettuce types, so I'm not entirely sure what any of them are, but got batches all over the place. And this is my lettuce guttering. The top is the first lot I planted, and I grew those from seed in the greenhouse and then planted them out in here, and I think I spaced them too far apart. And last week I planted just a row of rocket at the bottom, hoping that will be a bit more dense and I get a bit more lettuce off. Some more of the Mini Bell with the label showing. And if we go into the greenhouse, what I've done in here, as you can see, is I've put the strings up to the roof, so all the tomato plants and the cucumber is hanging off the strings, and I think that's worked quite well. And I've actually done all the labels. There's 3 of each species of tomato plant in here, but they're not all next to each other, a bit higgledy-piggledy. So if we go through them, this one's Outdoor Girl. Then we're on to Shirley F1. To be honest, they probably all look the same to you from here. Then we've got Sweet Million F1. This one is San Marzano 3. Then we're on to, I mean, they've all got tomatoes coming through, as you can see, you know, various stages, various heights, and some of them I've pricked out the tops. I've kind of let them get to, so I've got 3 lots of flowers, and then I've pricked out the tops because my experience is they tend to get a bit tall and go all over the place, and I've got too many in here anyway, so that's what I've done. This is a cucumber, which is Socrates F1. And I don't know if I mentioned last time, but I bought 3 packets of seeds, and this is the only survivor because they all grew, got to a very small stage, brought them out here, and I think it was just too cold for them. And I'm guessing that's what killed them off. But this one's been successful, and quite a lot of cucumbers off it already. But as you can see, there's one still coming through, and it just loves growing. So what else we got? This is Gardener's Delight, this tomato, and there's one more label I put out, and I can't find it. There's another variety at the back which I can't really get to, and I can't remember what that is. Anyway, onto the peppers. I think we've got about 16 varieties of peppers, and starting at the top here, this is California Wanda, and then also in this lot there's Corno de Toro. So there's a range of sweet and hot peppers. Down at the bottom here, this whole bunch here is Sweet Mini Red. All the peppers seem to be doing fine. I mean, they're a bit more shaded than the tomatoes, but it doesn't seem to be affecting them. And then this lot is Hot Cayenne. And these smaller ones are Prairie Fire. And then the last lot of peppers that I've got in here are Hot Patio Sizzle. And I think those, based on the name, could probably be outside, but they seem to be doing absolutely fine in here. So if we go over to raised bed number 3 on the birds, got a row of rocket there, and a bit of lettuce, and of course, there we go. So this is Atlantic Giant Pumpkin, and he is growing at an amazing rate. So we've got one. This was out yesterday and I took a photograph of it, but you can see the pumpkin underneath. But I can't see any other flowers. There's lots of kind of mini flowers, things that look like they should be flowers, but I've been told or read up that you may need to hand pollinate them, but there doesn't seem to be anything to pollinate the female flower with, but we'll see how that gets on. I'm sure it'll sort itself out. And across the garden, past the washing line, things doing sort of okay, but not brilliant here. Garlic hasn't had a very good time at all, and I think that might, I mean, it did really well in this very spot last year, but it's, as you can see, it's not looking the best, so probably not going to get much out of that. Broad beans though, you know, not a bad crop coming along, so you can start picking some of those. All these things though have been attacked by the black fly, and I couldn't understand where it was coming from until, if you look up here, this tree, and I don't know what kind of tree it is, absolutely covered in it, everywhere. All the ends of the leaves are absolutely covered, so I think that's the problem. So I'm going to try and move in the things that are being attacked by black fly across to the other raised bed next year to get away from the tree. So, runner beans, I mean, the plant's looking quite good, and peas, and these are ready to pick actually. There's not lots of them, but certainly the ones are there ready to pick. Courgettes, now the courgettes were absolutely fabulous, and these look stunted to me this year. They're just not going, and I don't know if that's the weather or what. They were also attacked a bit by the black fly, so I don't know what's holding those back. But before, the leaves were much bigger, and the fruit were coming through. But I mean, we've got flowers, so we never know. Another line of lettuce. At one point we had no lettuce, and I think I went mad planting it. And also spring onions, which I guess I should have thinned out, but I haven't bothered. So we'll see what happens with those. Oh, I didn't mention the carrot. It's in the tub, just at the bottom of the greenhouse there. That's looking quite healthy. And finally, the strawberries. And I netted these this year because I've essentially got absolutely hammered by the birds last year, and these are looking very, very good. I'd like to have to pick some and enjoy them. Anyway, that's a brief roundup, and as you can see, most things are doing quite well. Just a bit disappointed with the things that have been attacked by the black fly, but apart from that, really good. Anyway, bye bye.